Hi, and welcome to the explanation video of, of Chevrolet Fleetmaster 1946. So this car wasn't in the war, but if you go to these reenactment gatherings and you want a general's cars or colonel's cars or command car or whatever you want to call it, this is a good example, because it looks exactly like the car they had in the war, and it was painted military color, like you see, khaki. It has all the extras like the stars and the special lights, and this one was used quite often for this kind of role. You can see that they mounted something on the roof. You have your original cloth interior, even the wheels were painted, and you have your military lights even in the back. So let me tell you a bit more about the Fleetmaster. This car has the 3.5 liter 6-in-line Blue Flame engine. So it's responsible for 90 horsepower. 90 horsepower, which is enough to drive this car around on a daily basis. This is a manual car, and the dashboard is completely original. On the interior you can see all the gatherings that it went to, and this was the pride and joy of someone who registered it in Poland, but he lived in France, so he went to Normandy every year with this car to show it off and to be part of the joy of reenacting the liberation or the Second World War. So, column shifter, 3 gears, rear-wheel drive, of course, drum brakes all around. It's a nice car. It came in several models, and this is the 4-door sedan. So you had also a desirable station wagon with the woody finish. We don't have it, but we have better. We have a Packard from that era that was higher up the ladder. The suspension was quite something, because it had a knee action independent front suspension for a very smooth ride. The wipers were operated with a vacuum system, which today gives us a lot of headaches, because they most of the time don't work, and if they work very slowly. So I'm very open on this. If you want your wipers to work, you have to rebuild them electrically. This car looks like the 42 model, so that's why they chose it. They chose it to be a military vehicle, and it's the symbol of the American prosperity. A lot of wealthy people during and after the war were driving this Chevrolet. It was a sign of, I'm doing well, my business is doing well, or I'm a big shot in the army. Of course, if you have that kind of car, it's produced massively. But as the 4-door is a less interesting car than, for example, your station wagon Woody or your Cabriolet, little have survived. They didn't survive. So here you have it, a Chevrolet Fleetmaster 46 military car, and I thought I'd dress the part to match with the vehicle. So what did my team find about this Fleetmaster? They're not very positive. I am, because I drove it and I like the fact that it's highly original. But to tell you the truth, this car will need some TLC. What's TLC? Tender love and care. Tender love and care is a gentle way to say that it needs a lot of work. Okay, so on the body there is some rust. It will need some care. It looks really good, so you have to really look in detail, but not too far, because here You see, this is rust, it's damaged, you need to repair it. It's not something that they will refuse you your MOT or Belgian technical control on it, especially not in France where this car came from, but it's something that needs addressing. Of course, if you keep it military and you know, the military, they paint their cars with brushes, so they don't really care how it looks like, it has to be functional, then it's okay. Of course, there is no hood because it's not a cabriolet. Underneath, it's the same thing. It needs some welding, some improvement. It has some holes. The exhaust needs replacement. There's a lot of grease, old grease. It's very dirty. It needs work. That doesn't mean it's a wreck, eh? It's a good car. You can drive it as is, but it's a very old restoration that needs to be taken care of. Tires are old. The interior is cloth and dirty and old. Presents well. I don't dislike it, but there is, yeah, it's a bit shot, like they would say in the military. The chassis number is very difficult to reach, but it's there and it's correct. Engine bay is the same as underneath. It's very dirty, very old, and it will need some cleaning. The engine looks good, at least it runs good. It needs some maintenance due to some oil leaks. The car drove here from France. So this is not a car that's been standing or that has been neglected. It's just old. And it's for sale because the old owner, he died. So battery is good. Maintenance needs to be foreseen also on the liquids, so oil, the radiator liquid, etc. Clutch shows some signs of wear. The gearbox with the fact that it's at the steering wheel, it's difficult to operate if you don't know how it works, but once you know, it's fine. Of course, this car is now 80 years old. Yeah. So also there you will find some ways to improve it. The brakes work fine, the handbrake work fine, the lights work fine, the indicators need some attention, and there's some play on the front axle, nothing major. So what do we say? An excellent project car. It's a budget car. It's now priced to sell, and it could be really the pride and joy for someone who wants to do what it did in a previous life, that is reenactment, take care of it, improve it in different layers. You don't have to do everything at the same time. You can do the mechanics first and then the rest. An incredible opportunity because it's here, it's not in the US, it's Polish registered, so it's European registered. Very uncommon to find that Polish registration. There's nothing wrong with it. They actually take care of their registration in a very serious way. Nothing negative about that. A nice military car that could be a really nice add to maybe a military car collection. Voila! Come and find it in Aalter. We are here to sell it. Give me a call or come and find us at our classic car happening the 1st and 2nd of March. Thank you very much.